Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what's going on? What up, what up, what up? All you happy hashers out there. Definitely, these guys are sliding on in. Definitely smash that lizardy like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification. We all know how the AI god algorithm of YouTube works. We need engagement. What is up? What is up, everybody? I see we got Tech Man. He's like, I'm coming in hot and heavy first. Yes, you are my dude. You beat out Jason the Tiger Osborne. Talking about Bitcoin to go to the moon. We got Crypto Bedell dropping those FAs. It's like I turned on all my rigs Sunday till the halving. Getting as many sats as I can at the moment. FA in the chat for that. Definitely, everybody, make sure you're just stacking sats and hodling. Sadie, hashtag cats of crypto. Facts. Facts. And Jason, I would share. I would. But you've got to be willing to come all the way over here to Chirac. It's pretty dangerous in the summertime. I'm just saying. Just saying. Like Kyle Rosa, what's up? He's like, mukbang stream. No. I seen what happened to that one guy. He got off. No, thank you. No mukbang. No. What up, automatic boots? Definitely, guys. Don't forget to smash that lizard like button. Yo. Hopefully, everybody's had a pleasant weekend and a good starting of the week. Yes, automatic beats. Cats, hashtag cats of crypto. What up, Gene? It's like, hey, everybody. Yo. The S9 was playing with your breakers, huh? They do that from time to time. If it's buzzing, either your fuse is starting to become overheated and unhappy, or it just doesn't like flowing that kind of power through it and you're getting coil whine. Coil whine is a real thing. So let's go ahead and dive right on into things. Yo. 100% Sadie, you know it. Here we go, guys. Bitcoin having a massive pullback. Let's just go to a real chart here. We're having a nasty little pullback. The DCA oscillator definitely printed a sell signal just on the 12th. So if you sold on the 11th, you actually probably did pretty good in retrospect. And you could be buying, you could be DCAing back into everything almost now. But I wouldn't be quite thinking, I would wait until this has lost some of its momentum, right? We are in a little bit of that oversold territory, guys, so kind of keep that in mind. And we did have the death cross, where the 200-day moving average dropped below everything. So it looks like there's a lot more room. There's a lot of sell volume coming up. We are coming to the halving, guys. I mean, the halving is about 2 days and 18 hours. We're under 3 days away. The event will be happening at block height 8,000 or 840,000 will be the block height. Current block height is 8,383,961. So here we are, definitely getting closer and closer. Now, the 2-day marker, 3-day marker is kind of give or take. Typically, the closer we start running into the halving, it seems like more hash rate gets brought on board. Like people are like, I don't care how inefficient it is, turn it on. We're trying to get the last of these blocks that are 6.25 Bitcoin. because after this, it drops down to 3 1/8 of a Bitcoin per reward for the next 4 years. Bitcoin's price has to stay where it's at, around where the neighborhood of where we're at, in order to make all this make sense, right? We definitely need it to make sense here. So if the price just keeps on bottoming out from here, at what point in time are we actually going to be wiping out this whole bull run? Wipe that out, and where is the bottom floor for a lot of these mining companies? If let's say by next month we drop down to like a $20,000, $21,000 Bitcoin, for all of us that are dollar cost averaging, we'd feel mighty fine about that. But how much would that impact the mining community if the Bitcoin price plummets down to there and the halving happens at the same time? Not saying that this cannot be the fact. An 80% retracement would be considered normal from this point, right? What's 80% of $70,000? You're looking at a $21,000, $22,000 Bitcoin from where we're at. Depending on where you're talking about the all-time high, an 80% retracement. But in that range of like about 18,000 to, let's say, 25,000 would be a clean 80% pullback. Gene's like, Bitcoin's going to double. BC's going to double the next bull run and everything's going to be okay. Historically, Bitcoin has historically gone up for sure. I will agree with that, Gene. But after huge run-ups, Bitcoin's known to have huge pullbacks and then hold on to those pullbacks for a little while. Oh yeah, it's like I would sit there and kind of hold off on myself. This is not financial advice, right? I'm just telling you from this point. I'm not dollar cost averaging anything. I'm still mining, but unless you're mining Bitcoin directly, this makes no difference to you, because the Bitcoin halving makes to GPU mining, it does not make much of a difference. Now, what makes the difference in GPU mining, CPU mining for all of us home miners, right, is the overall price of Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin price affects all the things that we can mine at home. So if Bitcoin drops, all the shitcoins drop. So then, then you're kind of, you got to think about it in a different mindset. The dollar amount dropped, right? Am I getting more sats? That's all that matters at the end of the day. Can I earn more sats? So for me, it doesn't make any difference if I'm going to sit there and be sitting there and running into what the price of Bitcoin is, because it's just the price of Bitcoin, of my convertibility from poop coins into Bitcoin. So typically through drawbacks like this, from what I've noticed, is that you will see the Bitcoin price drop, and you'll see that kind of, there are some charts out there that actually follow this, where it's the Bitcoin dominance chart. I haven't looked at this in a hot minute. Oh my God, I just remembered it. Bitcoin dominance chart. Yeah. I have not looked at this in a long time. Is this the exact chart? No. It's not it. Been so long. I have to figure out which chart I used to look at here, or if it even exists anymore. Where is it? Not it. That's not it either. Oh, God. Where is it? See, that's not it either. That's Trading Views version of it, but that's not it. What are you doing back there, cat? I have a cap that's being weird. Here, Bitcoin versus altcoin. Is there a dominance chart? I'm trying to figure this out in real time. It's been a long time since I've actually tried to look this information up. Tricks. Yeah. Looks like the actual that's not what I'm looking for. That's man. With that one site, actually, I don't even remember the name of the site. It's been so long since I've like looked at this information. How about that Fallout TV show? I have not seen it yet. La 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 la. Don't spoil it over here. Have not watched it yet. I'm gonna ban you. I'm gonna ban you, bro. Put you in timeout. Timeout. Timeout right now. We're putting him in timeout. Can someone with a wrench put this man in timeout? Garbage. No spoilers over here. No spoilers. I mean, I can give you a hell of a spoiler over here. Here's one most people don't even know about. Boom. Solana mining protocol or pauses operation due to congestion. So, Solana has paused mining due congestion. That they will have this fixed soon. He's like, I believe this action to be in the best interest of Solana or holders and the fastest path towards version 2. Yeah. So, very interesting. Alternative solutions to tackle Solana network congestion. The development suggests that forking OR is not the solution that Solana needs to control the frequency network congestions. There are other methods that Solana is looking to explore. 2 days ago, Solana released version 1.17.31 update for mainnet beta validators to fix the congestion issues in the network. According to Solana, the release contains enhancements which will help alleviate the ongoing congestion in the Solana network. We shall see, right, people? We shall see. Crit the Bedell. F Soul. It's like, I bought 12, 13 on Sunday. Too funny. But yeah, I mean, I think Solana is going to continuously have stupid little issues like this, just because of what they're trying to do on their main net. I don't think that it's a very efficient code base. Obviously, if it's that easily congested up, there's something more of an issue. Are they not processing enough information inside of each one of their blocks? Or is it the fact that they are giving up so much security in order to get speed, and that speed is still just not enough because the block size is not big enough for the speed? It's like you got to think of like each mineable blockchain being put inside of like a triangle, right? On one corner you got high security, and in another corner you got your decentralization, and in another corner you have your speed. And speed means that you centralize. Now, if they have given up speed to the point of complete centralization, how are they overcoming that centralization? And I think that's the that's the stuff that they're trying to update right now, is on their centralized database, being able to process that kind of information that quickly. If you were to sit there and you decentralize it, the block time is going to be a little bit longer, but you don't have to worry about all the congestion, because you'll have more of the workload being pushed out, like how Bitcoin does it themselves, right? Oh my god, automatic. It's like, I don't know, man, without my allergy meds, I'm super congested. Maybe Soul needs a Claritin. Maybe that's going to be their next update. It'll be the Claritin update. Yep. Maybe. Somebody should like suggest that to them. Be like, your next update needs to be called the Claritin update. We need to get serious about your congestion. Yeah, jokes for the win. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, it's like they have to be sitting there doing updates to their own centralized nodes in order to make them the processing faster. Think about PayPal, MasterCard, Venmo, all these other payment structures, and how big their infrastructure is to have the centralized payment structures that they have set up. Now, Sol is trying to do that half centralized and half decentralized, and the hybrid system is not going to work overall because they don't have enough infrastructure on their side to be able to support all of this. If they could support it, you see what I'm saying? You wouldn't have this. I mean, unless it's an actual block size problem on top of a centralized infrastructure issue. If that's the case, that's like a double whammy. And they're going to have to go back to the drawing board in certain areas. They might be doing a hard fork in order to get the block size to scale up just a little bit. But then I'm not sure how they're pushing it off. Like for instance, Ethereum. There would be a point where Ethereum would outpace the usable memory that's on a typical GPU. And it would have to be offloaded into ASIC, no matter how much they want to sit there and, claim that, they're trying to be for the grassroots people. there's no way that at some point in time they would be making proof of useful work in order to mitigate some of that GPU VRAM issue, and then offloading it onto an actual server, a server computer. I'm not sure if that's the direction that Solana needs to go to in order to increase the hardware demand by offloading some of the work distributed out, kind of decentralizing a little bit of their centralized node, where people might not have direct control over what's going on, but at the same time, it's adding to their network and allowing them to have a better streamline on their processing side. It's like, again, I don't know where their issue really relies into. Is it just that, again, is it a fact that their block size is not big enough for all the transactions, or are they congesting in the mempool? Because if it's a mempool issue, then that's gonna be a centralized node issue. So hopefully they can get this. I know a lot of people, maybe some of you people out there are into the Solana, and you've got your NFTs, and hopefully this doesn't affect you. But I've seen stuff like this negatively impact, and especially during halving price drops. It's sometimes enough of a whammy happens, and it'll kill a protocol off. I'm sure there's a lot of people that'll still be utilizing this, so it's not going to kill it. I think there's enough utilization going into this at this point that a small little hiccup like this, as long as they're rolling out a patch fast enough, people will just be like, shrug it off, just be like, growing pains. Until the growing pains just become so frequent that it's just more ridiculous to deal with than what it's worth. That'll be something to see in the future. And then talking about some stuff that you may not want to see in the future is, illegal software or fake licenses. So be careful out there, people. Lamptron selling fake license for the ADA 64. So be wary out there. Lamptron is selling its hardware monitor displays with illegal serial keys for the AIDA 64 software. The software company has confirmed that Lamptron has only ever purchased a single key for the extreme version, but the company has never bought a business license that's supposedly bundled with many of their products. Lamptron displays are essentially secondary monitors connected through an HDMI that uses external software to display system information directly on the screen. So if you guys are looking for quick, easy to see software stuff on the go, this is some like really cool stuff. If you got especially when you got a headless mining rig, you're like, what information do you need to have displayed onto this, right? You get your temps, fan speeds, power. It just kind of sucks that Lamptron is doing some shady business over here. So Lamptron products are now disappearing from retail stores across Europe. Roman claims that which is Eddie DeBauer. He was the one that kind of figured out a lot of the stuff, that it's all a scam. Roman claims that these retailers are now considering illegal action against Lamptron. Despite numerous attempts, the company has never replied to any of the emails. Even 2 days after the video went live, the company still claims to be offering a business license with their AIDA 64 with their products. Some retailers have indeed removed products while others are now listing the products with free trial of the AIDA 64 software subscription required. Needless to say, the product, which cost $270, has just become even more expensive. So unfortunately, be careful where you're grabbing your stuff from. Make sure that it's not Lamptron. Cool looking software. I mean, I would, if this was in a good enough price range, and the price on this was no different than grabbing a dual tower, cool. If I'm sitting there spending $200 on it, no, thank you. I will monitor it through software like Hive or Simple Miner OS and figure all that out, right? For me, that's just an easier way. But again, I still think this stuff's pretty cool. If it's priced, I mean, if all I had is one rig and I wanted to be a conversational piece, I might go ahead and do this too. Just to have that kind of, that's kind of cool, So that would be how I would be looking at this stuff. But be careful about where you're grabbing it from. I don't want anybody getting kind of scammed out of money thinking that you were purchasing more than what you were actually grabbing. And of course, something that us mining community doesn't really see much of an issue with, but other communities might. So like your gaming community and your AI community might actually see an issue with this, but us miners, we won't. Why? The faulty RX 4090 connectors are still burning out, and one smart solution has created even more problems. So this is still happening, people. It is not going away. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like anybody is like taking the problem serious enough to figure out what's going on. Now, I know the argument is that these connectors are in fact being utilized in some data center applications, and they're being done successfully without a problem. This is up until the fact that you have a card that can, for a brief moment, fire up to 900 to 1,000 watts for a brief moment while gaming. You're not having somebody dialing back power off of this device, trying to keep it efficient while it works. No, you get gamers that sit there and they're either overclocking the snot out of their cards, ramping up power on them, and trying to get the maximum out of these cards. And these cards are actually getting nailed hardcore with the overclocks that are being applied. And then there's certain games that'll help optimize the card. Like there's games that I play and I'll look over. I have a custom EK system. I'll look over it because I got my MSI Afterburner usually opened up. And I'm always monitoring what my stuff is because it gives me my GPU temps. Like right now, streaming. My GPU is sitting at 35 degrees Celsius, right? That's under 100. I mean, it's like around 100 degrees or so, maybe 110, like 120 degrees. Nice and cool. For this card, that is nothing. I start gaming, and I'm sitting around 60 C while gaming. When I'm mining on the same computer, I might see like 58 C. So I'm a little cooler already. I can tell the difference of when my I need to defer my computer, because then my gaming will be about 66 degrees Celsius, and then my mining will be about 61 degrees Celsius. That's usually when I have to clean out my computer. Then I clean it out, and then I get about 53, 54 degrees Celsius while mining, and about 60 degrees Celsius while gaming. Again, you see the temperature spread. which one's using more wattage. Duh, you know? And if I was air cooled on this thing, I guarantee you that this card would either be downclocking a little bit or it would be living at a temperature a little bit higher. Because while I'm gaming, my fluid temp ain't that hot because I've got 2 giant radiators and the CPU's not mining at that time. So I'm not putting in an extra 180 watts worth of heat into that water. So you're not telling me that, like, if I was not water blocked, I would be sitting at least 5 to 8 Celsius higher. Thinking of that, take that same thought pattern with these GPUs. Which GPUs are having the most issues? You're talking all the air-cooled ones. Now I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know everything, but I've seen a lot of the air-cooled ones with the melted high voltage connectors on these NVIDIA cards. So it seems to be an air-cooled problem. As you start heating stuff up, you also start decreasing your thermal resistance just a little bit. Every so many degrees, you're reducing your thermal resistance. And now this is just my engineering mind working of what I'm thinking I'm seeing, without being able to actually test my theory out by actually seeing what's coming back off of the ground and seeing what's coming, how much I'm flowing the ground. Because the faster I'm seeing the ground being, the more ground demand I have, the hotter the ground should get. The hotter the grounds are getting means that I'm not efficiently utilizing all the power that's coming into it. And if that's the case, that's probably a lot of what this is. It's just, it's a thermal runaway issue with that kind of heat load coming in. Now, what could solve some of this? You could go with a little bit of a thicker PCB. That brings in different issues also with a thicker PCB. You're going to have to flow more voltage through. You're going to have more resistance internally. And depending on how you do your data rails, this could affect latency speeds with things communicating with each other because of voltages. So there are possibilities of fixes, I think, to this solution, but a lot of it is that with the mining community, you're not going to see that because we are already pulling power away from the card while trying to overclock the snot out of it stably. You know, we're trying to find the most stable overclock with the least amount of voltage, or the least amount of wattage. Sorry. So you're overall, you're going to be looking at, for mining, we're not going to care. I haven't seen. Again, I'm like I say, I don't know everything. There could be some mining community people out there that are having this issue. And then I would be curious on how much power they're actually pulling off of the card, if any. Because if they're just doing a good overclock and just full tilting the fans, that could do it. You know, but if you're like a normal miner and you're trying to get efficiency from your rigs, right? Or you've got multiple GPUs and you don't want to have a bazillion power supplies because you're not supplying that. You're not trying to compete with ComEd with power generation. So you're going to be looking at making sure that your voltages are low, and that your wattage is low, so you can put more onto the same circuit. Also, there's benefits for a mining rig to be ran at the lowest possible wattage to keep it in its peak efficacy. So if we can keep the peak efficacy going, then we are we are more optimized to making more sats for ourselves for the least amount of electricity used. And that's that kind of Goldilocks zone that we all want to be in. So that's why I don't think I've seen any of the high voltage connectors actually having an issue in the mining community. Again, comment anytime, or after the video, post a comment. Drop a link to somebody who is actually in a mining community that's had issues, because I'd love to actually ask them questions. I'm curious because if it's the fact that it's balls to the wall on power usage, then that's the whole thing. Then you're looking at either the connectors, just the wiring is too thin, or it's hot legging the grounds. I'm going to sit there and take a stab that it would be hot legging the grounds. And you never want to hot leg your ground. Yep. Let your minds go as dirty as you want. Don't care. So kind of be careful with all of that stuff while you're playing around with that. If you guys are looking for super efficient hardware, though, again, you're kind of looking at, between sometimes it depends on AMD and NVIDIA, which one's the most efficient hardware. I think they both have their usage. But it's like Hawk. Max comes to mind for the 4090 experience. Pascal or bust, man. Man, it's all about Ampere. Man, if you ain't Ampere, I don't know what's up, bro, man. Ampere. No, just kidding. But you got the A1000 and the RTX 400 GPUs. They've got a slim line. So if you guys are looking at cramming as much efficiency into there, you can take these coolers, strip them off, leave the coolers on there. Fin orientation is pointed in the right direction, and you can sit there and put this into a server case tightly packed in there and actually get the most amount. Now, if you got a case that's set up for larger GPUs, you won't even need to take the cooler off. You'll be passing so much air past these things. Whoa! Holy cow! That was a lightning bolt. Holy crap! Scared the crap out of me. Holy crapola! Woo! Oh, man, I would say as tight as my butthole just puckered after that lightning bolt just came out of nowhere. Holy crap. Woo! I'm alive. Heart's beating. Holy crap. We're supposed to be getting some storms here. Storms are blowing in. I won't have to water my garden tonight. Wonder if the wife put the chickens up. If not, somebody's going to get wet. Dang, lightning bolt. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Woo! Woo! All lost my train of thought on that one. Ah, yeah. But here you got the Ampere slim line. So if you got a smaller case, you can actually pack in a pretty good amount of these into there. Otherwise, you guys got different variations going up. I've got the A2000s here. So I've got the GA106 die set on it. 70 watts. I've shunt modded them. It's not worth shunt modding them, just to let you know. You tend to burn out your you will burn out your card. I'm not even playing. You will burn it out. It's like you're alive. I know, right? So And then you got, the higher echelon cards, running the 8104 die on there, 8102. I'd love to get an RTX 6000, but I don't have that kind of money. But these are all workstation stuff. But they mine pretty decently if you can find them for a decent price. You're not getting... They are not full-fledged GPU. They're rendering cards, workstation cards. So there are limitations on there. But I was able to find the RTX 8000. It was not the Ada Lovelace. I don't think it was. No. And it was, no, it was, definitely was. And it's definitely the 6 gigabyte at 70 watts. So, the decent card for what I paid for. Do I have them fired up right now? No. Because it's just not worth running right at this particular moment. Especially with the price of Bitcoin pulling back, right? Then, something that I've been waiting for. It looks like there's been some rumors and leaks coming out with the Intel Battlemage GPU release. There's still no official date quite yet, guys. As soon as the Battlemage comes out, I am going to snag one up, fellas. I definitely want to get my hands on a Battlemage. Eventually, we will get a Battlemage. It is supposed to be out this year, so, but it's like I've been hearing the rumors being the end of year. Usually that, they've been doing a lot of stuff with their drivers. Considering that their ARC drivers were a complete failure at launch date, Intel's driver launch made AMD's launches look freaking flawless. You're talking small little minor details that AMD overlooked versus Intel and their drivers just are completely broken and they still do not work fully as intended. Overclocks are sketchy. Doesn't apply quite correctly. They're better, but still need... They have overclockers that are in the company that were GPU overclockers. They should know better. You don't give your overclocking community the control that they're looking for. If I sat there and said, I need you to do this, give it to me. I don't care if it's not going to run stable or not. Give it to me. Let it crash. Let me know. Let me discover the limitations of this card. Like overclocking for life. Hell yeah. Like Battlemage. Oh yeah. It should be coming out on the second half of 2024. But, we all want that to be faster. I think that there's some of the tech events that will be coming up here soon that it will get launched. Do not expect it to be mining. This is not going to be a mining card. There'll probably be look at the lackluster support for the ARC in mining. Nobody cares. The Intel GPUs are for gamers on a budget. And I just knowing that they're on a budget, I can afford one. And if I can grab one before Intel says, no, we're not doing graphics cards anymore, we kind of suck at this, I want to know that I have relics of history. I know. That'd be how I'd be looking at it, is that if Intel drivers on Battle Mage are just as lackluster as Arc, I think that's gonna really kind of just set the overall tone for Intel with GPUs, that people are not gonna like. You're gonna have enthusiasts that are gonna be trying to make these things work, and I've putzed around with mine enough to make it work, but there's still a lot of issues. So I wish there was some better software out there, especially for mining. But it is what it is. The mining software that's out there is treating the Intel graphics card like it's an integrated CPU graphics card. That you would the integrated graphics that you would see on Intel CPUs. That's kind of how all these mining software is looking at the Intel card. So, yep. I wouldn't, it's like, but I still want to be able to check it out. Still want to see it, because it's supposed to be on a 4 nanometer node. I'm kind of excited about seeing a 4 nanometer node. Its target is to be able to compete with the 40 series and the RX 7000 series. That's a pretty bold statement. They better come in with some good drivers that work. It'll be using up to, depending on which version you have, of course, guys, up to 32 gigabytes of GDDR6. Power range from 150 watts to 225 watts. I don't know how they're going to get that kind of performance to be able to hit the 40 series performance level at 225 watts. Unless that 4 nanometer node has something to really bring to the table. It could. It very well could. So, it's kind of, it's like I'm definitely not taking this off of my table. I would like to get one, like I said. But, again, I'm going to be disappointed if the drivers are as horrible as the Alchemist launch. Always enjoy seeing empty shelves. They're the cat shelves. They're carpeted too. Both of these shelves have carpet on there so that the cats don't just jump up there and slide off. It's not supposed to have anything really up there. I used to put stuff up there back in the day, and then I had cats thinking it was a golden highway when I put something up there. Yeah, I stopped doing that. It's like I've never seen a cat on them. Yeah, I need to put something up there, and then you'll be like, oh, I guess you're right. I have to well, they're sleeping right now. The one cat over there is to my left here. You're right. Sleeping on the my speaker tower right now. I don't want to disturb her. But there's plenty of videos with cats sitting on those shelves. Plenty of video. Lots of them in the archives. All the OGs in here, they all know. They all know. Like, my wife doesn't think so, though. I'm always right. My wife doesn't think so, though. Oh my god, that's too funny. I might agree with your wife. Your wife sounds very smart. Sadie. Go, Nem's got the pretty kitties. Thank you. It's like Kyle Rusa is like, I seen the pretty cats on them. Don't say that so loud. Come on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So sorry. I still can't believe that we are so close to the Bitcoin halving. So the last day of the halving, should I just like fire up the live stream and just live stream the countdown? Automatic beats, 420 or bust. I could sit there and live stream the countdown, mute my mic, put some music up. Live stream 100%. It'll probably happen while I'm at work. So, I don't know. Depends. I'll try to. I'll live stream the day of the halving. But I don't know if I'll like. I'll try. Like, depends on when the halving's gonna happen. If it happens while I'm at work, I might just fire up my computer, start a live stream, and go to work. And then this thing will just show the halving screen like this. That I might do. I might actually do that. And then whenever I get home, I'll just come on with a live stream. Because that'll be like Thursday, Friday. But if that is that I'm not sure when that's actually. But definitely, guys, smash that lizardy like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Oh. Oh God, it's like I've been wanting to live stream. I've just been so busy between like work and then coming home, and it's been go time. I mean, I've got video for RN homesteading that I still need to edit. That there is a bunch of like video because like I go to work, I come home, and I farm. So it's like tilling beds up, planting stuff, transplanting stuff, making sure my transplants in the transplant room are doing good and I've got plenty of water. Yeah, live streaming, put a lot of hashtags. Oh, you know it, brother. You know it. What up, droid guy? Where are them chunkins? Man, they outside. They are egg laying machines. I got 5 eggs today. I had like 4 yesterday, 2 the day before. They are egg laying machines. So it's like you guys want to sit there and enjoy the fruits of your labor. You know, it's like we were meant to work. Our bodies are meant to move. Like, you either start moving or you start dying. Your body's gonna pick one. It's like people are sitting down in front of a computer all day long. They get no time to get outside and touch grass. You know, it's like every so often you got to get outside, touch that grass. Ground yourself outside. Get some sunlight on you. It's not bad. You know, a lot of the stuff that you've been told that are weeds are actually good for you. Like dandelions, they're delicious. They're good for you. And the leaves that are on the dandelions is like a wild salad. It's delicious. You guys gotta like start learning how to put some good food in your body. And this way you can avoid. The better the food you put in your body now, the less you gotta rely on the doctors later. And the less you rely on the doctors later, the better quality of life you have overall. The better quality of life you have overall, the better you actually enjoy the life that you have and the life that you've built over the years. What's the point of having built an empire if at the very end you're too crippled to enjoy it? Nemesis, raise some turkeys. You can have some turkey eggs. I don't know about that. I know, right, Kyle? A weed is something growing where you don't want it. Yes. And the plants that are growing will tell you what is going on with the soil below. There are certain plants that will tell you that it's got an acidity problem. There's ones that'll grow in compacted soil, in compacted clay soil. There's some cool stuff that you can sit there and figure out what's going on with your soil by the plants that are trying to grow there. Nature will cover all the ground, whether you like it or not. If you want to grow your own stuff, you got to cover it yourself. Weeds are plants you don't know the name of. Oh, too funny. Yeah. Just wrapping up, though. Edit the good vids. Yeah. I will. Don't worry. So, with that being said, everybody, thank you for smashing that Lizzie like button, subscribing, hit the bell notification. Say hi to Mrs. Nem over here. Drop some FAs in the Chizity chat, because you guys are rated F for freaking awesome. Yo. And with that being said, peace out. Stay savage. May your watts be low and your hash be high. I'll see you guys on the next one. Yo.